Welcome everyone to Spirit Coffee Talk. I'm Ginette and thank you so much for joining us. This week we have tons of stuff to talk about, and it's just Lisa and I because Elyse is away right now, but we dive into some channeling, some cards, some new hot off the press insights from the 3 guides of the light that they brought through in the channeling, plus the cards that really supported some of the insights of how we're moving forward with some new blueprints. So definitely check out this episode, grab your coffee, and we hope you enjoy it. All right, and welcome everyone to Spirit Coffee Talk. I'm Ginette Byro, and with me is Lisa Richmond. And normally we have Elyse Cathray too, but she is kayaking away somewhere on the ocean around Tofino right now. So we're wishing her well and hoping she doesn't fall in.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, she does not like seaweed touching her toes. It's a huge fear of hers. So anyways, we're wishing her well. But before we jump into today, I do want to apologize to you guys for last week that we didn't get a video up, and it is not for trying. We had to do it a little bit differently because of traveling and so on, and we had videos to try and put together, and no matter what I did, I could not load it, no matter what. So then we just let it go and realized it was a glitch. And in that, we realized that that was so much a lesson and an indicator of what was going on the last little while, which is a glitch. And so we're going to talk about that today. So, Lisa, do you want to start us off with this craziness that is the glitch that's been going on?
See, and how we've kind of come to understand this past weekend, specifically, probably, yeah, on and off for the last week, is how, I guess, how we heard it as a glitch, really as energetic forces that we have been like greatly influenced here on Earth that have come in from not the energy of the sun. Where if you watch and actually a recording of how the sun hits the earth and the energies that take place while the heat waves hit the earth, we've been getting these energetic systems that have come in from like nothingness. It's not
Yeah, from the dark side of space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how that has affected some people more than others. It's well, I guess it's affected everybody, but just in different ways. Mm-hmm. Is that how you would describe it? Mm-hmm. And it's really kind of brought to surface many of the things that stand in our awareness. So if there's fears, or if there's anxieties, or if there's issues, or it kind of anything that even maybe you thought you've let go of, there's this swooping energy that it's like almost like it's brought it in and brought it right to our face, where we're like, oh, I thought I was over this or this again, or reoccurring feelings or dreams or energy, and essentially what it is a glitch in our energetic field. It's a glitch in our day-to-day like energetic spirit, and it has caused chaos. It's caused chaos in relationships. It's caused chaos in emotional regulation, old fears, sleep patterns. Wow, has it ever caused issues with sleep patterns? And people getting back to routine this September has been really difficult because of it. Mm-hmm. And I think, again, like we've talked so much about fear narrative, and how we can respond to it. But this was a little bit different. It was a little bit of a like you would just describe as glitching, right? Mm-hmm. And we could even see that there has been massive glitches that have come in with that, with things like internet connection. Our mobile phones went down for hours, and people were like, what? But you notice that like nobody really talked about that. Like the whole country went down with TELUS for a little bit. Nobody really said anything, right? And it's because it's very difficult to really explain in kind of a energetic glitch from an energy outside of Earth. So how that has affected us, everybody differently, but I think everybody's kind of felt it. What about you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I noticed that too. I noticed an influx of people talking over the last. So yesterday it started to get better. So then 2 days before that, so what are we? Thursday was
Yeah.
yesterday, kind of like
I
Monday,
was going to say like a
Tuesday-ish.
good solid 4 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, this feeling of this kind of dark chaos, like you were saying, that came in. A lot of people were talking about like what just happened. I thought we were moving forward. I thought Spirit said the sun energy was coming in and we were moving forward. I thought this, like we felt movement. And one of the things that Spirit's been saying is we are in movement, but just as with any kind of movement forward, sometimes there will be glitches from unforeseen forces, events, and so on and so forth. So it
Totally.
was interesting, like you said, for us to see it on those different kind of like the Schumann resonance, but there's also these different graphs that show the energies that play on the planet, to see this huge magnetic energy come in from the non-sun side. And it was right in that time that everyone, I say everyone, but a lot of people were bringing up these like chaos feelings and these confusions of like, what the heck happened?
Mm-hmm.
But when we have these other forces at play, we know, and Spirit has said over and over and over, the sun's light or the light of Spirit, the good, will come in. Like the universe has our back and is purposely coming in as bold as they can to shift this. And what's interesting is we had those energies come in, but now we are in another phase of solar flares again. And we've been having
Yeah.
solar flares often. And it was a direct response to this energy. Suddenly came
Balancing
solar flare.
forces.
Yeah,
Totally.
the
Balancing
balancing
forces.
for
Yeah.
sure. And so that's what we're seeing. And so I think that's a beautiful thing to remember as we're moving through these energies. When we have some shakeup that happens, or like you have a day or two that just seems like, what is going on? Why is everything backwards? I'm moving this way and whatever. Think of it as something greater is happening than just you, and don't take it personally.
Mm.
Try and pull your energy back up and watch for signs, or even look it up scientifically, of the sun sending in more heat and solar
Yeah.
flares to balance this out, because we're
Yeah.
not going to be left in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah. And something that I was shown yesterday when I was actually having a conversation with my sister-in-law, she was talking to me, and we're talking about getting balanced in this energies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they showed me so clearly, specifically like for her when I was talking to her, but just now they were like, this is useful for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when we want to balance our light, when we want to balance our physical body, but our emotional body, our spiritual body, and we feel that there is these forces that come up, even if you don't recognize that it's outside forces that are coming in and knocking you off your pendulum, and there's a bit of a swing, right? Even if it just feels like something's off, or we wake up and you're grumpy and you have like a headache and you don't know why, you feel a bit dizzy and you're like, I don't know, am I dehydrated? And it doesn't, there could be a zillion reasons, right? They said, go to this stabilizing, grounding force that you can create anywhere, anytime.
Mm-hmm.
And the simplicity of it is available for everybody. And how they described it was just opening up the energy from the top of your head. Okay. And just visualize. You can just in your head visualize like a pillar of white light coming down through the top of your head. And that white light is connected to source, God, creation, light, heavens, whatever resonates with you from higher power. Okay. And visualize that strength, that connection that you have with that as a white light. And then that comes in and it joins and like joins forces within your body, your physical being, starts looping down your spine. So visualize it comes and it's looping around your spine, and then joins with this golden energy right about mid spine, or like around where you're close to your tailbone. And then they showed me that white comes in like a pillar of light, loops around your spine, and then it joins forces with this beautiful golden rod type light. And then it continues down through your tailbone, and then visualize it coming down into the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and then hooking into the middle part of earth, which is, you can visualize just as like a golden ball. And that golden ball is like the creation of Gaia, the creation inside Mother Earth. So it's just as simple as that visualization. You just stand straight, and it's the connection from the top through your spine down to the center of the earth. And that literally will kind of like stop the spinning around you. It can stop the anxiety like that if you're in it, and it takes 2 seconds. You can do it when you're walking, you can do it when you're sitting, you can do it anywhere you want. And that Spirit gave me that visual to share, so that no matter what we're going through, whether we're transmuting energies from something, or we're getting over a sickness, or we're feeling off balance, or whatever it might be, that is like the universal kind of connection to keep you and your physical body, your spirit, and your emotions connected to source and earth. Did that make sense?
Yeah, that's beautiful. I
Yeah.
love that. And it really is like we're in such a phase of conscious choice, and we talk about it all the time, but like consciously choosing how you want to feel. If the world around you feels like it is getting away from you and triggering fears and stuff, it's that stop thing, like stop and choose how you want to feel. Reset your energy and start again, or just pause, reset, and then keep going. We don't have to be running on this hamster wheel of fear and chaos narratives if we don't want to. We can stop and get off,
Absolutely.
right? We might
You know,
watch
it's
it.
funny that you've been saying that, because so many people that I've talked to lately have openly said that I decided to get off the hamster wheel. I decided to get off this like train of this versus that. And like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm done. I'm choosing what I want. For me personally, what I tend to go to is what aligns with my need for freedom. Because that's like my number one, like human need in this go, is this sense of freedom. And so with that, I'm like, how can I create freedom within my family, within my life, within where I live, what I do? And so that the choices that I make, it's like, does this align with my need for freedom? And that doesn't mean that I fight back because I feel like my freedom is this. It's like, how can I make my choices so that I can feel free, not fighting against me not feeling free? Does that make sense? Or it could be like anything, really, you know, like anything.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, they're giving me this, like, if you have a sense where you want to feel nurtured, right? Like if you're like, I just need to feel nurtured, you're not going to go out and say like, I need nurturing. I need like to feel safe and held and nurtured. And so you fight against it because you don't feel it. You're going to find the things to make you feel nurtured, whether it's like cuddling in with a blanket and watching a movie, or having a bath, or cuddling with your pet, right?
Yeah.
Those are the things that nurture your soul. So you don't go out and fight against the stuff that doesn't make you feel nurtured, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like, as simplistically as that can be, instead of fighting against the things that don't make you feel that, which is, I think we're starting to get into a little pattern, and that was a little bit of that energy that came through. It's like, yeah, clearly that's not making me feel the way I need to feel. So come inside, and what is this?
Yeah.
And then how can I choose again with the choice, right?
Yeah, totally. And like we just have to be really vigilant with our energies and what we're taking part in right now. Like it's not a time to be complacent and just I mean there's a certain level of going with the flow. So it's not necessarily that, but it's like be choosy in your energy. And if you don't like it, it's your choice to change it. Like we have to be really personally responsible of the environment that we create within us to then give us safety and security in the environments around us right now.
And I think that that's a good point too, is it's not being complacent to step back.
Yeah.
It is actually taking initiative for yourself, because you being in your best energy, or your most aligned frequency, is the thing that causes the greater ripple effect in the big picture. So it's actually not being complacent at all. It's taking your power back.
Yeah, totally. Totally. So,
I
we
feel
were
like you
talking
got
before we,
something for us. Do
What's
you have
that?
something? I said, I feel like you got something for
I
us.
do. Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally do. Because we were talking before that we would maybe do some cards and some channeling. And so as you were talking, I was really feeling the guides come in. So I might
Mhm.
just dive into that if that's cool, and then we can do cards after.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Let's
so
do
again,
it.
for those of
I,
you,
I knew I could see that you were getting stuff. I'm like, oh, they're talking to her.
yeah, totally. Um, I'm gonna go in and see if it's a direct channel or just spirit messages. If it's a direct channel, for anyone that hasn't seen it before, it's nothing crazy or scary at all when I say direct channel. All it is that I kind of really get out of the way and I let the guides come directly through. So there's no listening and then repeating. It just comes straight through, and you'll know that I'm channeling if I have my eyes closed, because I find if I close my eyes, then I can just get out of the way. If I'm not direct channeling and I'm just bringing through messages, then my eyes are open and talking with you guys. That's really the only difference. So I'm just going to take a second and tune in, just so I can hear them a little bit better. And just give me.
That's good.
Okay, so this is the three guides of light again coming through, and they do want a direct channel, so I'm just gonna allow that to happen.
Maybe people can get a pen and a paper at this point. So if they want to take any notes while Ginette channels.
We are the three guides of the light. We represent light consciousness. We represent the light consciousness that is within all of you and the light consciousness that is coming onto your planet all the time now. This is the way of the future. The future is through light consciousness in ways that you can't even fathom yet. Some of the ways that has touched your planet already is the new light therapies available to you. Some of these have been shown through different light therapy surgeries, for example. This is but the beginning of what light consciousness is. This light consciousness also shows itself through your thoughts and your behaviors, inspired thoughts and actions that come from the higher realms. These will always be something that is for the betterment of others, including you. Never will the light consciousness have you be encouraged to do anything that takes away from yourself or from others. If that ever comes through, it is not of the light. Be careful with your discernment of things that come through to you. Inspirations that come through, use your own wisdom and measure them against the energy of your heart. This is how you will know what is in alignment and what isn't. Our inspiration comes to you as inspiration, that being the key word. Inspiring you to use your own minds to create the realities you want. When creation happens with the light of the higher realms, creation has that much more potential to become reality. This is what we wish to bring to you. Light consciousness, higher consciousness, for the time is now on your planet for you all to be rising in your knowings, rising in your awareness, rising to your highest potentials. We have stepped in very much so to help you do this, to ensure that anything that comes forward as dark energy is balanced with light. As we've said many times before, this balancing is to give you opportunity to choose. Choose whether you wish to align with that is lower frequency or that is higher frequency. We can say this the same as choosing to align with dark or to align with light. We bring in equal parts to give you choice, as choice is the ultimate law of humanity. Free will. Free will is the reason you are here. Free will gives you the opportunity to choose what you wish to experience based on what happens. There are many divine laws that are in play that weave a tapestry on your planet right now. But as you move through all of these experiences, bring in the energy of the higher realms of light. This is why we are here. We may come to you, like we said, as inspiration, which can come into your thoughts, but also into your dreams and into your ponderings and musings. We can come in a form of humor. We can come in serious. We can come in with questions. We can come in many ways, through imagery, through feelings, even through letters. Okay, so I have to pause here because my mind got in the way when they said letters. I'm like, what do you mean by letters? So I'm just going to go back because what I have to do, it's funny. What I have to do is I have to stay on the side, kind of like when a parent is saying to a kid, like, just wait, be patient. I have to sit on the side like an impatient child and listen. And if I pop back in, I pop them out. So when they said letters, I'm like, what do you mean by letters? And it pops them out. So I just have to pop back in. Sorry.
Yeah, be patient.
Totally.
What do you mean?
Hold on. We thank you for this explanation. We understand the human plight. We understand your excitement for moving forward as well. Each letter of the alphabet represents a frequency. This is also connected to why some of the coronavirus variants are connected to letters. Letters come in many different forms, not just in the alphabet that you know, but there are many different types of alphabets. Letters have a frequency just like numbers have a frequency. You understand this as numerology. There is also something to come through letters. Notice which letters stand out for you, as this will be a new way to communicate on your planet. Ginette doesn't understand this yet either, but she will learn it in time. But we are bringing it for you to all be aware and open to how this will come to play. There is so much more that is going to be revealed on your planet, and a new way for you to interact with one another, and a new way for you to interact with us as well. Stay open to the letters as you do numbers. With this, we thank you for allowing us to come through, and we hope that it inspires you to feel purpose in your journey moving forward. There is much more to come, much more to be revealed, and much more joy for you to experience in your hearts. Please take this with you as you move forward. Beautiful. They also gave me an imagery, and so if you pulled some cards, Lisa, I'm just going to look up what that imagery is while you're doing your cards, and then hopefully I can explain it to people.
So did you get the imagery, sorry, straight up, like almost like symbols, almost like beta, like in that kind of imagery where they're talking about letters, where it can be in like symbolic form too, symbols?
Well, when they were showing it, I saw the letters as like literally our alphabet, like A, B, C, D. But they said how the letters are like that of the Greek alphabet, which the viruses, the variants are being named after. Like there's more to do, right? Like alpha, beta, delta.
See, and that's why when there was like other letters, I'm like, oh, does that have to do with like, is there like okay, yeah. Like, cause I saw these like symbolic letters too whilst they were talking, and I'm like, oh, cause I could see the symbols in my head. I'm like, oh, those have to do with codes. And I thought that that's what they meant, was that because with the light codes, right? Like now that we're depicting more light codes and it comes through in like these symbolic kind of letters, that's how I thought. I was like, oh, I bet they're like, I bet more people now are going to start being aware of the light codes because they come through as these kind of like letters.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm going to do? Because they came through, I'm going to pick the cards from my Lemuria deck because she has so many of these beautiful codes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll be able to see, but like on the top, coming through the top, she's got some like light codes, and they look like ancient letters, but symbols as well. So when they were talking about that, that's kind of what I saw.
Yeah. Okay,
Cool.
so
What did you find?
okay, so just really quickly, the last thing that they showed me was a jellyfish, actually. And I was
Really?
like, jellyfish? I'm like, okay, I don't know that one. There's a lot of them that I know kind of by heart. I've used them lots of different times. I've been shown them, but the jellyfish I didn't. But looking it up, it's about the jellyfish is about flow, movement, and I know movement is something my guides were talking to me about a lot this morning. Of like, don't doubt that we are in a movement phase. So any glitches that happen, don't doubt we are moving forward, even if there's a glitch. It may slow us up for a day or two, but we're moving forward. Also with simplicity and not to resist life. Let it guide us naturally. Like be a part of it. So,
Yes, that's exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about making this conscious choice and then choosing to be in your best form with life. Glitches happen.
yeah.
But here's another thing too, is when they were talking about it too, the three guides of the light, is that we don't have to worry that the light isn't going to come in to balance us. We're never going to get taken over by dark. They will, and they like confirmed that there will always be the rising of the light consciousness. We've moved into that. So like there is balance, and sometimes you go 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but like they said, like you will never be without us anymore. Like we are now here in full force. Light consciousness will continue to flow in no matter what. So we're never going to be like without them.
I agree. Totally agree.
You want me to pull cards?
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll leave us with the cards of the week. How
Sure.
about, okay, like what do we need for us individually, and how to connect to our highest self through light consciousness, and how that affects. Ooh, we got jumpers. Okay, so that doesn't surprise me. So shine your light.
Beautiful.
Is the one that we got. So shine your light.
That's beautiful.
And it comes with the number 44. So fours have been coming up a lot lately. And that's exactly what we're talking about, is that connecting yourself to this light frequency and making the choice that aligns with you. Because when you're living with that intention and you're living within the choices that you make that align with your needs, your authentic self, that's when your light shines. When you are living out of alignment, out of purpose, when you've connected with something that you know isn't, from within, then you can feel that. That's when you feel off. That's when your station is just off frequency. So shining your light is literally living your authentic self and receiving the incoming of light frequency. So we all are to receive it. So open to that and then live it. So and then this one I think is really beautiful. It's the new blueprints.
Oh yeah. That's
right?
that moving forward, and like we're not in the dark. Like we're not going to be left in the dark.
No, and that's what they were saying, is that we aren't going to be left in the dark. And that's why when I was shuffling, this was a jumper card. Ginette, you talked about jumper cards. And so these both were jumper cards. They're the ones. So our new blueprint is like the new frequency. This is a new light frequency that the collective is involved in. And so individually, we receive that to shine our light. And then as a collective, we live within this new blueprint, this new light frequency. So that's kind of our message for the week, is like receive the light, connect with it, and shine. Like, like really feel into your own sovereign decisions that you make for your highest good. And then receiving that light, like I said, and then that is the new blueprint for our collective.
Yeah. Beautiful. I love it. Mic drop. Boom. Right. Lovely. Awesome. Well, I think we'll leave it with that then. And thank you all so much for joining us at Spirit Coffee Talk. Do like and subscribe to our channel and share it if you can. And also check out avalonspirit.com. There are tons of offerings on there. There are different courses too that you can be a part of, whether it be cosmic consciousness, where we go like way up into cosmic info, or as well, there's the Avalon Spirit Club, which once a month we meet and dive into some new way to experience consciousness, experience spirit, like new things for you to try out. There's just a lot there. Plus, the personal journey guides are on there, Lisa as well, and Elyse, and several others offering different pathways to exploring more about you. So we encourage you guys to check that out.
Also, if you have any questions about anything we've talked about or anything that you've kind of heard about in the spiritual world or anything and you want to know more about, leave it in the comments and we will dive into any kind of, if you guys are at all curious. So we'd love to hear back any feedback or any questions that anybody has so that we can clarify anything and then just get more people involved. So
perfect. Awesome.
have a good
Okay, everyone. We'll see you later.